Last week, we had some terrible storms hit Delaware, and I had a lot of people reach out because we had some tornadoes. So I had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, we're considering relocating to Delaware, but how often do these tornadoes happen? Is that normal? Do you get them every year? So I just wanted to take a quick few minutes here today and just dive into it with you guys and discuss a little bit about the tornado threats here in Delaware, how often they happen, and what that looks like in comparison to some other states. Before we dive into the video, as always, my name is Matt Lunden. I'm a real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware, and I put out content each and every week discussing what it's like to live, eat, breathe, sleep, and play right here in Coastal Delaware. So if that's something that you would like to see some more of, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below, smash that notification bell next to it just so you can stay in the loop each week when we go live with new content. And then if you are someone that's looking to buy or sell real estate here in Coastal Delaware, I love hearing from you guys here on the channel. So all my information will be down below in the description and here on the screen. Don't hesitate to reach out. Now let's dive back in. Tornadoes can definitely be scary. If you watch the news after a tornado goes through any part of the country, you can see the path of destruction that they can leave for miles on end, especially those upper category 4 and category 5 tornadoes. They can leave a widespread trail of destruction with houses being completely ripped off foundations, cars being thrown in the air, and all that other stuff that you've come to know about tornadoes. So that leads to the question, how often do tornadoes hit Delaware? And what category do we typically see? Are they common? Are they category 5 that's typically hitting? So let's just take a little bit deeper dive into those questions and just make sure that we put your mind at ease a little bit that Delaware is not in Tornado Alley, so they are not as common here as other places. So the first part of that question, how common are tornadoes in Delaware? We actually have the lowest occurrence of any of our neighboring states, and we're in the bottom 5 for occurrences in the country. So we do see on average about one tornado per year, and that's been the case since 1950 until now. They've averaged out to about one per year. There are some years with none, some years with a bunch. So just know that it averages out to about one tornado per year here in Delaware. You can see from the graph on the screen, or the map on the screen, I should say now, that this is all of the tornadoes that have been recorded in Delaware since 1950. So they're not necessarily concentrated in one area, but when we take a little bit deeper look into it, Newcastle County actually experiences the most tornadoes, and that's mainly because of the makeup of the land there. They just don't have a lot that could break up the storm. Whereas Sussex County down here in the south, we do see the fewest, and part of the reason there is the tornadoes that come across from the Maryland area typically hit our inland bays and break up. So we do have a little bit of protection with all the water and inland bays, marshlands, that kind of stuff that we have down here in southern Delaware, that we don't see them as often as they do in northern and western Delaware. Again, I understand that they can be scary. And now the second part of your question is, are these category 5s that are hitting, or what's hitting the state? The most common tornado that we see here in Delaware is going to be a category 1. So while it is still a tornado, it is less destructive than some of those big ones that you see in the media. But they definitely still do some damage when they come through. The one that we just had last week, which is the reason why I'm making this video, it did some destruction. It ripped some roofs off some houses, ripped siding off houses, took tree limbs and threw them around and put tree limbs through some people's houses. So they can definitely cause a lot of destruction and a lot of heartache. But just know that the typical tornado that we see here in Delaware is a category 1. So we're not seeing those major storms, but there's still something that should be taken seriously, and you should consider what the ramifications of that storm could be. So when you do get those warnings on your phone or on the computer that say, hey, we're under tornado watch or tornado warning, just make sure you take them seriously. You don't want to be the one that's just goofing off and all of a sudden, the tornado ends up taking your life because you didn't heed the warning of the professionals. Again, tornadoes are not very common here in the state. We do see the fewest amount. We're in like the top 5 for fewest number of occurrences. But when they do happen, they are to be taken seriously, and they can do a lot of destruction. So just keep that in mind and just make sure that you're following what the professionals are saying, and just don't be the person that is caught outside or caught in the wrong place at the wrong time because you didn't heed the warning of the professionals. I hope you enjoyed the content today, and I was able to put your mind at ease just a little bit about the tornado situation here in Delaware and how often they occur and what the category of those storms are and how much destruction they can do. if you have any questions about Delaware or Coastal Delaware in general, our goal is to become your Coastal Delaware real estate resource of choice. So do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below. And if you have absolutely any questions at all my contact information will be down below in the description and right here on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I love chatting with you guys from right here on the channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace.